True. Nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous I had been, and am. But why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken, and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how it first entered my brain, but when conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold, I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so by degree, very gradually, I made up my mind to take off the life of this man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it, oh so gently. And then when I made an opening sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed, that no light shone out. And then I thrust my head in. I did this for 7 long nights, every night, just at midnight. But I found the eye was always closed, and so it was impossible to do the work. For it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder, I say louder every moment. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern and leaped into the room. He shrieked once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and put the heavy bed over him. Then I smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. But for many minutes, I heard the heart beat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard through the wall. At length it ceased. The old man was dead. There entered 3 men who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police. I brought chairs into the room and desired them here to rest from their fatigues, while I myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which I reposed the corpse of the victim. My head ached and I fancied a ringing in my ears, but still they sat and chatted. The ear-ringing became more distinct. It continued and became more instinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definiteness, until at length I found that the noise was not within my ears. It grew louder, and still the men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, they heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought, and this I think. But anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this desertion. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die. And now, again, hark! Louder! Villains, I shrieked. Dissemble no more, I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here is the beating of his hideous heart. Here.